Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Man Cave Talk Show with your host. I am the one and only HollywoodBonner.
And I am the infamous Black Ceezar.
Welcome to the cave. On this episode, this is part 2 from part 1 episode. And on this episode, we will go a little bit farther with what we was talking about. But let me do a quick recap on the first episode, just in case if you may have missed it. But always, once you get time, please go check it out, because it do have some good information on that first episode. But we talked about, what's your thoughts on police brutality? Do you feel African Americans affected more by police brutality? Do you feel a change will happen? And before we ran out of time, I did ask, what is your biggest fear when it comes to police brutality? But we will discuss that one on this episode. But before we get into all that, let's go ahead and start the episode a little bit different. And we are doing this first segment on something that we call,
come on, man, get it off your chest.
And basically, that is something that we will talk about, like getting something off our chest, anything and everything. So Ceezar, go ahead and tell them something that you want to get off your chest.
I guess something I want to get off my chest. I know it is very important for us to go around and wear our mask wherever we go and do the social distancing thing, and I 100% agree with it. But one thing that bothers me a lot is when these people are wearing their mask in their car. I see no point in that. And they be wearing these N95 masks, these real thick masks that people in the hospital be wearing. In the car, it'd be 100 degrees outside and it'd be 95 degrees in your car. Like, you look stupid. About ready to pass out. Stop. You don't wear the mask in your car. You don't wear it in your car.
Yeah, I never understood that either. When people wear masks in their car, I thought once you get in your car, that's the safe zone.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but obviously not. People is afraid of themselves, I guess. That's stupid.
Well, let me go and get this off my chest. And that's and what I'm about to say is kind of dealing with masks. And I know you and me are tired of wearing masks. But think about it. This may be a blessing in disguise. And the reason why I say this might be a blessing, because now, over the years, some people have been very in denial that their breath stinks. So, by them wearing this mask, they are forced to smell their own. They are forced to to smell their own breath. And this go to the people that don't brush their teeth. I know they affected the most by this.
Oh my God!
I know they over there is. My advice is, go ahead and chew a piece of gum and brush your teeth. I had to get that off my chest. I just thought about that. It was just something that I've been thinking about. Like, this is a blessing.
Oh man.
Like. So you saying that all them times that somebody say your breath stink, you was like, no, it don't. Yeah, but now you can actually smell your own breath now. Ooh wee. Stay woke.
Oh man.
Stay woke, or your breath gonna wake you up.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh my. That's hilarious.
Oh man. Let me go ahead and get started with this. I just had to go ahead and say that. But I'm going to start it off. We did left off on what is your fear as an African American when dealing with police brutality. So Ceezar, going to talk to him right quick on what is your fear when it comes to that.
My fear, when it comes to police brutality, literally is just being caught with the lie that I fit the description of whatever happened. Mm-hmm. When I have nothing to do with it. It seems that police now can just use that to just have their way with you, you know. I watched a video where a guy was explaining how the police officer did him that way. I guess there was a car break-in or whatever. Somebody stole someone's car, and this particular guy, he was a teacher at some college, and he said that he was on his way to his class, and the police officer stopped him in the middle of the street and said he fit the description, and he stood there dealing with the sergeant, dealing with like the leaders of, I guess, the police precinct or whatever. He said at least 3 hours defending his case, and he said if there was no one around, he more than likely would have went to jail. If there wasn't anybody who could vouch that he just got out his car, he would have went to jail. And you know, for me, that's kind of a scary thing. Like I said in the last episode, you know, I have a family to go home to. You know, so I don't want to I don't want to be under that narrative of I fit the description. You know, because that's kind of a hard thing to, you know, to fight in a way, even though you know you're innocent, especially as a black man. You know you're innocent, so that's kind of my biggest fear, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. My biggest fear when it comes to police brutality as being a black African American is this: I don't want my daughter growing up and she look online and there's a video of her dad getting killed by a police officer. Yeah, that's my biggest fear, because that's something that she can't live down. That's something that will always be around for her to look at, that I got killed by an officer from me getting pulled over, and for them using excessive force, like I said on the first video, just because the color of my skin, and I feel like a threat to them. So, and I don't want my daughter to have to experience that. And I feel for all the daughters, all the brothers, all the sons, all the wives, husbands, anybody that have lost a loved one due to police brutality. You know, I can't even imagine that. And especially now where everybody recording everything, it's like now I have to live watching that, like live with that seeing my loved one getting killed on a video. So that is my biggest fear, is my daughter watching a video of me getting killed just from a routine stop. Right. And you know, it's just crazy. That's basically it. I mean, like the main thing is me just getting killed is my biggest fear from me not doing nothing. Right. So, but moving on to the next topic. Basically, how do you feel around police officers?
Nervous. Well, I'm not gonna say all the way nervous. It really just depends on the vibe of the police officer. But majority of the time is pretty much on the nervous side. You know, try not to pose as a threat. If for some odd reason us black men seem like a threat, you know, so I try not to pose as one. I would go out my way, you know, to just seem friendly, let me put it that way. So I get very uncomfortable around police officers.
Right. And you should. You had a right to feel that way. As for me, as for me, that question right there is like this. That's like you saying, do water and oil mix? You know, that me being around police officers is like water and oil. Or that's like me fall at the zoo and I fall in the lion's den. Or, you know, in a gorilla cage or something like that. You know, that I'm uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable now. And I feel like I have the right to be uncomfortable being around police officers because police officers have a stigma. Name me one black person that don't sit up. When they drive in the car and they see a police behind them, they don't sit up and stuff. Bro, I know you got your seatbelt on. You know, they start getting nervous and stuff. Like, why? Why do we gotta feel that way?
I make sure my music down.
Right.
Tied up.
Your favorite song on. Two hands on the wheel, like you in driving school.
Yeah.
You looking like, okay, you looking straight, but you looking inside your rearview mirror, and you like, okay, is he gonna pull me over? Is he wasn't like, you know, just seeing a cop, it make you walk on eggshells. And
true.
Don't be around a cop when you like in person because you could see a cop at a store or whatever, like you just out and you gotta basically act a certain type of way. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to act a certain type of way because regardless on how you act, how you look, if they go stereotype you and they go put you in a category where you are, I hate to say it, and I'm not saying all cops think like this, but there are a few, and yeah, I have the right to say that because there are evidence that's pointing to what I'm about to say. They look at black folks as thugs and hoodlums, and we always trying to, you know, we out here trying to do bad. That's what they looking like. So I can't name one person, one African American that don't feel a certain type of way when they see a cop, because that's just natural. That's just a natural instinct now. Like at first, it probably never did like been like that. I mean, honestly, I take that back. It probably been like that all my life. But once I got older and start realizing, okay, like this is going on. Like if I see a cop, like, okay, let me go ahead and be like, okay, yeah, you know, you know, I gotta put on my professional, but like I gotta talk like I'm doing a presentation at school or something. Like, yeah, hey officer, you know what's the name? Like, you know, like, you know, but it's sad that we feel that way being around police officers, and we can't blame nobody but the ones that put a bad taste in our mouths. That like I mean, honestly, like all the ones like just recently I activated my Facebook account, and I really don't be on it like that, but when I do, I scroll down and I see videos of police harassing, doing this, doing that. Like what's in it? I'm tired of seeing police officers harassing us for no reason. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when all them videos are have surfaced on the on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and everybody looking at that, we automatic feel some type of way towards that. We automatically like, okay, I don't like the police. And don't let it be your family member. Don't let it be you, because all it takes is that one bad experience that ruin it for every cops. So
that's true.
So me just being around police officer, like being around a police officer, it just, I mean, I hate to say it, and I don't, like I said, I don't have an issue with no police officer, and I just don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be on a video. I don't want to be on a t-shirt. I don't want to be statusing saying, justice for me. I mean, if it did happen, I do, but I don't want to be put in that situation where it gotta be that way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's like they saying how I feel me playing playing a PlayStation 4. I think I threw a shot right there, huh?
They'll leave them PlayStation 4s alone, man. It was trash games, dog.
I had a PlayStation and I threw it and broke it.
Yeah, it needs to be broken.
But
throw that boy right up the trash, man. I don't like PS4, man. That's nah.
But I ain't gonna jump off too much. I ain't gonna go there. Not yet, but it's coming. But that kind of brings us to our next point. What solutions can you give officers to help bridge the wide gaps between them and the Black community?
My advice to police officers, white police officers, I will say, for one, have some integrity behind your badge. That's the very first thing to me. Literally is integrity, because if you have that as your foundation, then surely human rights will come right above that. So very first thing is really just having integrity about yourself, about your job, and caring enough about your job, to where you're not necessarily being racist to a certain group. The second thing I have to say is, just like you said, stop thinking that negative stigma over Black people, Black men, put it that way. That negative stigma of us being criminals, us being thugs, and all that negative stuff. Get that out your head. That's not us. That's not how we. Now, granted, crime happens everywhere.
Right.
Especially when you're in a poverty-stricken neighborhood. Yes, crime happens. That's what's gonna happen. But don't look at us as animals. That's degrading to me. I think that, to me, will just do the trick. Giving us some respect. If you're doing your job, then if you're doing your job correctly, I feel that you'll never get any bad response from the Black neighborhood, I guess, as we would say. Don't just be a predator in our neighborhoods. Don't come looking for trouble, I would say, because you coming into that era where you look for trouble, you're gonna get it. That's regardless of who you are.
Right.
So let's say just pretty much give us respect and just do your job. And doing your job don't always mean being more forceful to us. For a vast majority of Black folks respect police officers. Like I said, Black people get to like mayonnaise, ain't eat mayonnaise a day in their life until they see a police officer. You know what I'm saying? They eat Merc Whip all day life. As soon as they see a police officer, all they like mayonnaise all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like you change. Like Black people change when they see police officers because we're scared. I honestly would say we're scared. Just change that. Like, don't look at us, like animals.
Right.
Do your job.
Right. Exactly. I mean, basically, I kind of feel the same way and stuff. Stop looking at us like we are animals and stuff. But the first thing that you need to take account is stop judging us.
Yep.
They said the Bible say we should not judge. The only person that go judge is God. Like, who is you to judge me?
Yep.
Because I might dress a certain type of way, or I might look a certain type of way. Stop judging me, because at the end of the day, we really don't do. I mean, like, we feel a certain type of way. It's because of y'all actions. Like, we react off from, like, we react from y'all. So if y'all start getting a little aggressive and being disrespectful, then sometimes that's just human nature. You kind of like if you get hit in the face, your mind, like, your part of you would be like, hit them back. Most people, so stop judging us. Also, like I said before in the other video, it's time for y'all to stand up. It's time for y'all to get rid of those racist cops. It's time for y'all to take a stand and stop sitting in the back seat. It's time for y'all to go ahead and drive the vehicle. I'm talking about the ones that's actually good police officers. Because do y'all as good police officer, and you a good officer, do you really feel comfortable having that stigma of you being like, I don't like you, like, I don't like the police? Like, do y'all really
doing your job?
Right. It's like, as much that you try to do for the community, you still got that stigma. And the only way for that stigma is to get gone is when you start stepping up and stepping up and going against these people, these other officers. So I feel like that's a way that it can kind of widen the gap and help bridge the gap between the black community. And stop and also stop looking at us like we are thugs. Let me tell you this. Some people, officers, anybody, like white, racist people, whatever, if they see a black person rocking red or they rocking blue, so they like affiliated with, those type of colors, right?
Yeah.
And they see us going at it because of, you repping this color, right? But think about this though. If they feel like we thugs, should we feel like these white peoples are thugs because they add us from a color standpoint? They beefing with us, or they don't like us because of a color? They doing things to us because of a color? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
ain't that's like a whole 360? That's like, y'all say we thugs because they gang member and stuff. Y'all a gang member. Y'all whole clan. Ain't that a gang? So y'all be out.
Whole gang.
If that's because
drug trade,
that's a whole. I'm saying they doing they worse, 10 times worse than us, but they consider us as thugs. Y'all need to look in the mirror. Y'all need to go ahead and look in the mirror and really sit down and think about it and be like, well, if I'm doing the same stuff they doing, so why,
it's crazy to me though, because like when you speak on that, I look at it when white people look at us as thugs, right? They're saying it like from our neighborhood, right? And our history. Now granted, our neighborhood is not the best. Our history really is not the best. But what gets me is there's a big difference. There's a gap. And this kind of getting off of police brutality a little bit, or what police can do, to bridge the gap. This is really just attacking who they are as a person.
Yeah.
So if like for our neighborhood, the African American neighborhood, a lot of crimes go on because, like I said, that's poverty stricken. These neighborhoods don't have like grocery stores. They don't have schools. They don't have like anything that builds the community together, which sees a lot of violence, which sees a lot of crime. We don't have that in our neighborhood. Versus average white neighborhood, you have sources to jobs. You have transportation to jobs. So you have a lot more opportunity in those neighborhoods, which cause less crime. But it seems like with those neighborhoods, they look at us as if we're nothing, right? And in those middle class white neighborhoods, those were majority of your police officers.
Yeah.
So they look back at us as if, like, you know, we're nothing, but it just comes from us not having anything. We don't have opportunity. You're going to do what you have to do, even though I do not condone it. But that just shows from a government standpoint that the government needs to do something about it. If crime is a big thing, if crime is what have these police officers scared to do their job that they signed up for, we need to go, we all as a collective, as citizens and police officers, need to go to the government and say there needs to be a change in the black community. Because I, as a police officer, I should not necessarily be scared to do my job that I signed up for.
Right.
Instead, I see that this neighborhood or this area needs more help in these certain areas. These kids need better schooling. These parents need better jobs. Like, that, to me, that would help a lot. If the police officers can actually own up and say, yeah, this neighborhood it needs work, not police force, not overpresence of police, but literally help.
Right.
This place needs help. If they could do that, man, that'll bridge the gap. That's because that's coming from a police officer standpoint. Now, it's not coming from citizens no more. This comes from the ones who have to go over into that neighborhood and these cities and govern that neighborhood on foot. They have to do that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if they trying to put back into the black community and stuff, yeah, I mean, that will open a lot of eyes. Yeah. You know, all it takes is one. All it takes is one to start, and then it just like a domino effect. Everything should, you know, but hey, who will be that one? Who will be that one officers to really be down, like really won't change?
Right.
You know, not just so I could look good on the TV or, you know, on an interview, but honestly, deep down in the heart, who won't change?
Right.
So that's the whole thing about that. But it's coming to that time, like that time of the show where we almost about to be over with, or is at the end of the show. Do you got some final thoughts, Ceezar?
Final thoughts. Brush your teeth before you put your mask on. That's my final thought.
Facts.
Do not wear your mask in the car. You are okay in your car. Remember social distancing. Keep your social distancing and be safe.
Right. Right. Like you said, brush your teeth. And if your breath still stink, chew some gum. It's only $1 a pack. Come on now. But I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with a few little words. I'm going to speak it from the left. I'm going to speak it from the right. I'm going to speak it during the day. I'm going to speak it all night. If anything is bothering you, just know that everything will be all right. This is the Man Cave Talk Show. Also, don't forget to leave a like, a subscribe, and please leave a comment. Go ahead and tell us your thoughts on police brutality, because we all have a voice. So go ahead and voice your opinion about anything that we talked about dealing with police brutalities, or if you want to talk about, just say, hey, I do agree that people breaths really do be stinking, and they was in denial. So, you know, just say what you want to say in the comments. Also, we are on Anchor. The link will be in the description on YouTube. If you listen on Anchor, go ahead and check our YouTube video out. And also we will be on Spotify. So like I said, if you're on Anchor, check us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. If you're on Anchor, go ahead and just spread the word. But this is the end of the show, and we will catch y'all on the next one.
Deuces.